Heya, and welcome to Aces Space. So, a while back, my internet friend Dazey and I were talking about weird things we did as kids, and we have concluded that these things we did led us to become furries. So, for fun, today I decided that I'll be discussing just furry things we did as kids. A thing I've heard from a lot of furries is that they would roleplay as warrior cats on the playground, and while I never really was a fan of those books, I would partake anyway, and I think I was an apprentice while I was roleplaying. Another thing I did was I would also roleplay as a wolf and run around this grassy hill that was near the playground for some reason. Elementary schoolers are kinda strange. Yet another thing similar to this category was when I would go to a pool, I would pretend to be different animals and swim like them. For one example, I would float on my back and pretend to be an otter. Honestly, not gonna lie, it was kind of fun. The last thing similar to this category is when you would roleplay with people on the playground as a family. I would never be an actual person in the family. I was always a pet, normally the dog for some reason. And if my memory serves me right, I think I was a German Shepherd and I called myself Rascal. I have no idea where that came from. I was a weird kid. It's no wonder why I barely had any friends in the first place. When I used to go to parks or to recess as a kid, I did this weird thing where I would always go to the top of the slide, scooch down backwards while still staying relatively near to the top of the slide, and then slowly slide down backwards to reenact the Lion King scene of Mufasa's death. I literally would quote the movie as I was sliding down slowly.
Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
That was a strange thing I did. And I asked Dazey if she did this, and she said she didn't do that, but instead would climb up the slide at different angles and pretend she was a cat climbing up a tree. And this ended up sparking a specific memory in my mind of me trying to climb up one of those twisty slides. And I remember thinking I was some sort of panther or possibly a jaguar, and I remember thinking I was the coolest kid around until some adult shouted at me to not climb up the slide. So that kind of ruined the fun. Okay, so I'd never seen a school mascot costume until around middle school, and I remember seeing it for the first time and just being oddly fascinated. I remember thinking the costume was the coolest thing ever. I just loved the idea of dressing up in an animal costume, and I kind of wished I was the one in the costume. So honestly, it's no wonder I turned out to be a furry. So did you guys do any of these things as a kid? Are there other things you did as a kid? And would you like to see another part to this? I have so many dumb childhood memories. I'm sure there'd be enough for another video. Leave your responses in the comments below. Also, shout out to Dazey for helping me come up with some of these furry things. You should totally check her out on Instagram. It's @BumbleDays. Her art is absolutely gorgeous. Thanks for watching my video. Have a great rest of your day and take some time to do something that makes you happy. See you next time.